Hey everybody, welcome to a new season of the Crack-A-Pack. Season, Graham? What do you mean by season? I'm glad you asked. We're producing the show a little differently, so it means that we're going to have several months of the show on, and then a few weeks off, and then months of the show on again. So it's sort of like not every week, but, you know, most weeks on balance, a majority of the weeks, and it is indeed weekly now, so there's that. Also, 5 episodes of this season we filmed a couple months ago on one of the good weeks where I don't have hair, but didn't want to just not use them. But I also wanted to sort of warn you, feeling better now. So please enjoy this episode. Greetings, you humble defectors. I hope you're doing well. My name is Graham, and welcome to the Crack-A-Pack here on LRRMTG. Please consider subscribing to the channel. Today, we return. Crack-A-Pack is back, and now it is weekly. And today, we are opening this pack of Fate Reforged. Because I believe, and you correct me if I'm wrong, I'd be happy for you to debate it in the comments, because that just helps the YouTube algorithm. I believe that this is the set with the highest number of bald people in the art, and it felt appropriate. Most of the Jeskai monks, total Chrome Dome time, so let's go. This pack of Fate Reforged was given to us by Aaron at PAX West 2018, so thank you for that. Let's see what ridiculous rare we open in this pack of Fate Reforged. This limited environment was wild. First up, it's the Gurmangler. Your old friend and mine, the Gurmag Angler. 6 and a black for a 5/5 zombie fish, but it's got Delve. Now what's Delve, you ask? Traumatic, I would answer. Delve says, each card you exile from your graveyard while casting the spell pays for 1 generic mana. So yes, if you recall, you could get this angler down pretty cheap if if you play your cards right. I mean, that's all. You can win any game of Magic if you play your cards right. Boy, I'm rusty. Next up, Sultai Runemark. This was a medium cycle of creature enchantments. This one is 2 and a black, enchant creature. The creature gets +2/+2. I think that was true of all 5 of them, regardless of color. But this one says, the enchanted creature has Death Touch as long as you control a green or blue permanent. I'm just saying the Jeskai Runemark gave flying. And even that was like not tremendously playable, so yeah. Oh look, here's the Obzon one. 2 and a white for a creature enchantment, gives it +2/+2. The creature has Vigilance as long as you control a black or green permanent. Also not great. So far, I'm first picking Gurmangler. But that changes now as we open Aven Surveyor. 3 blue for a 2/2 bird scout with flying. When Aven Surveyor enters the battlefield, choose one. Put a +1/+1 counter on Aven Surveyor, or return target creature to its owner's hand. So it's either 5 mana for a 3/3 flyer, or 5 mana for a 2/2 flyer that's also a mana war. You love to see it. At least I love to see it. Ancestral Vengeance is next. It's black for a creature enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, you put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control, but the enchanted creature gets -1/-1. Look, sometimes you have to run stuff like this as like the worst removal in your deck, but I don't recall this one ever showing up. There was much better cards in this set. Alesha's Vanguard is not one of them, but it's 3 and a black for a 3/3 Orc Warrior with Dash for 2 and a black. And that's it. It's a 3/3 that dashes for 3. Dash, by the way, for creatures that are feeling speedy, says you may cast this spell for its dash cost. If you do, it gains haste, and it's returned from the battlefield to its owner's hand at the beginning of the next end step. I forgot this card existed. I don't know that I've ever seen this card. I feel like I've never seen this card in my life, and maybe that's just because my brain was like, you don't need to remember this card, and shunted that information into like the deep storage with like voice actors from 80s cartoons or whatever. Defiant Ogre, I recall vaguely. 5 and a red for a 3/5 Ogre Warrior, and when it enters the battlefield, choose one. put a +1/+1 counter on Defiant Ogre, or destroy target artifact. This is nowhere as good as Aven Surveyor, even though it's a very similar sort of thing. The white one, if I recall, was Sandstep Outcast or something. It was a 2/1 for 3 that was either a 3/2, maybe it was 4 mana, but it was either you put a counter on it or you make a 1/1 spirit, and that just beats the pants off of this thing. Even Surveyor, you could maybe make an argument, but that one was very good. The white one was real strong. I don't remember the rest of the cycle. It's been a while since that was the set code. That was not me like having an event. It's FRF was the set code for Fate Reforged, which I choose to pronounce Whisperer of the Wilds is our next card with 1 green for a 0/2 human shaman. Tap to add green to your mana pool, or ferociously, it can tap to add green to your mana pool. What does that mean? Well, ferocious is a reminder word that says activate this ability only if you control a creature with power 4 or greater. Ferocious was just a check that said, do you control a creature with power 4 or greater? Cool, then this card does a different thing. So, collateral damage is next. It's a single red mana. As an additional cost to cast this instant, you sacrifice a creature, and it deals 3 damage to target creature or player. And yeah, sometimes you just gotta do that because you want to kill something. Oh good, we've almost got the full cycle. It's the Teamer rune mark, 2 and a green for a creature enchantment that gives it +2/+2. Can you guess? If you guessed trample, you were right, and so was I. Phew! As long as you control a blue or red permanent, the creature also gets trample. Okay. All right, we're into the uncommons. Now this is where it starts to get spicy. Battlefront Crew Shock, 4 and a green for a 3/4 beast. It can't be blocked by more than 1 creature, and each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it can't be blocked by more than 1 creature. Okay. In an Obzon sort of +1/+1 counters deck, that was a cool thing to do at the top end. It's not one of the more spectacular uncommons, but still, it's neat. Wild Slash is next, which is shock, so it's 2 damage to target creature or player, I guess, or planeswalker now, because this was, again, before that big sort of rules update shift. For 1 red mana, it's an instant, 2 damage to something, but if you're real angry about it, which is to say if you have ferocious, a creature with power 4 or greater, also damage can't be prevented this turn. You know what Wild Slash is good at? Killing morphs. It's good at taking out morph creatures. Oh, here we go. Noxious Dragon. This is a good one. 4 black for a 4/4 flying dragon, and when it dies, you may destroy target creature with converted mana cost 3 or less. 4/4 flyer for 6 in black, and then when it dies, you get to kill something. Good stuff. Before seeing the rare, I would probably be taking this dragon. Aven Surveyor is the only blue card in the pack, and I do like Aven Surveyor a lot, but I don't know if it's first pickable over this or the Wild Slash. Tough to say. But what is our rare? Why, it's another 4 black for Soul Flayer. It's a 4/4 demon with Delve, so you can play it for cheaper than 6, and it says, if a creature card with flying was exiled with Soul Flayer's Delve ability, Soul Flayer has flying. The same is true for First Strike, Double Strike, Death Touch, Haste, Hexproof, Indestructible, Lifelink, Reach, Trample, and Vigilance. Ask your doctor if Soul Flayer is right for you. And a Rugged Highlands, because of course these packs all had the little gain lands, and also we have a Manifest token, which was like different morph. Monetarily, this pack is worth about $1.36, so you know, it's kind of to be expected for this particular block, but I would first pick Soul Flayer because it's just powerful. Now the problem is you're taking Soul Flayer and then passing a Noxious Dragon, but Soul Flayer does cool stuff, so I don't mind that. Thank you, Aaron at PAX West 2018. Much appreciated. Did we get, after my intro, did we get a single... Okay, the guy on Wild Slash is a Jeskai monk, and him have no hair. But apart from that, that's all we ended up with in terms of follicularly challenged folks. Oh well. I just wanted some solidarity with my Magic cards, that's all. Anyway, this has been Crack-A-Pack. I've been Graham. James is here on tech. Matt edits these. Heather gets them online. Thank you all so much for watching. It's good to be back. We will talk to you on the next one. See ya.